Good Times and One Day at a Time will return next Monday evening at their regular times on most of these stations.
Welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. Can everyone hear us okay? That's the first question.
Yes. Oh my God. All right.
So, guys, we have Matt and we have Adam, and I'm your host, Alex G.
Yep.
What's going on tonight, fellas?
It was a rough cycle, folks.
It was a bloodbath, huh?
Yeah. Alex did well, so that's
well. Yeah,
time.
when everyone else does bad, I do good. Actually, I do the same. Just everyone, I get that 495. I do the same, and then everyone just goes behind me. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it was a rough one. Ugh. And it's funny, I knew it was going to be a rough one, too. But the good news is I had the decision in my head. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to use 33. I'm not going to use 22, sorry. I was like, 22 is going to drop. 33 is due to go back to 30 again. And no, other way around. And then I was like, wait a minute. 53, I don't know. I might be able to go up again. Like the perfect storm of like picking badly.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So, guys, you guys want I was going to say, hey, guys, if you want to put in the chat what was your highest score for this cycle, by all means, go right ahead.
No. Yes.
Actually,
or your lowest score without doubling. That's a trick. To do a low score.
So what is the lowest score you can get without doubling a hold? Like a 487?
No, I had a 486. So
let's see here. Let's see in 1 minute.
I was gonna say.
So you do
10 on the front. You missed both 30s.
Make this work. Doing it the old-fashioned way on my computer spreadsheet, as it should be.
So in the meantime, Johnny B, I just want to let you know that I recently purchased a new keyboard. It is the 8-bit DOE mechanical keyboard that is in the style of the Commodore 64, and it's fantastic. Okay. It feels like 1985 all over again. So I'm not saying you should go out and purchase it, but I think it's time for you to get it. So it's right there on Amazon. I think it was $129.
If I have it my scoring, if you missed both 30s, hit both 25s, missed both 45s, and get 41s and 42s and a 43, you get a 479.
Oof.
That's as low as you can get without doubling, I think.
And without doing anything stupid like, hey, number 4 is due.
Yeah, right, yeah. Like, oh man, I did that any day now. That's gonna hit.
Which is a real story, by the way. So the NWL back in the day, this guy, he would constantly be like in the 450s, and he would pick literally hold value number 4, and thinking he was going to jump to 30, and he'd tell me every cycle that it was due.
I still say my favorite player meltdown was the guy that was the Red Sox game, and the guy, like, I didn't know the chat was blowing up, and someone had explained to him how the holds work, and he was like, "Wait, like they're not set? Like no, like they ran," and he blew up. And one of the guys in the group was like, "What are you, stupid?" Like he hit it a lot meaner than that, and it just not a good time. But he quit the game, and he was like, and it's like honestly, it was probably the best because he was one of those high maintenance guys where you're like, "Okay, buddy," you know. All right, so 479. Anyone hit a 479 natural? I bet you didn't. Because even like if you had a 44 or 45 in there, you're talking 482. Phew.
That's a rough day.
It was, and it was also the second round of the Johnny B Cup and the Murano. So you had a lot of like
IWA didn't have
mostly
any
the
issues
Johnny
from
B
what I
Cup.
understand, right? They were pretty clean this cycle.
I don't know. I was funny because I sent the mag in late, but people were like, "Oh, you didn't do a mag today?" And I was like, "No, I did." And so I emailed them. Let's check in, and they messaged back, and what was it they said? They said, hold on.
They all took the trip out to Pizza Booyah instead for lunch.
They said, "Not yet. It's been a crazy day. Millie Vanilli's been visiting all day."
I knew it.
There it is. Yeah.
Still mad at me. I don't know what was worse, the Milli Vanilli or the Kia Sorrento line. I once accused him of driving a Kia Sorrento, and he was really upset. And then I think I called him a Trekkie too. He's like, "No, Star Wars rules."
Trekkie.
Yeah.
I do enjoy like you'll see like a fake action figure, and it's like Captain Picard, and it's like it'll say "Use the Force, Gandalf." I just think to myself, no matter how much like you're into something, there are millions upon billions that don't know anything about. Like, can you imagine if this got to China? Like, all right, Johnny B, start advertising this game in China. It blows up.
Did you guys see the new Masters of the Universe trailer yet?
I did.
It is dope.
Yeah.
We have one serious asterisk or catch on this. The trailer looks fun, whatever. But if Skeletor doesn't go He-Man and have the He-Man like the Skeletor voice, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna walk out. Like we one of the I'm sure everyone has dumb things at work they do. So one day we were talking about He-Man, and it was like 10 of us in the back working like our asses off, and someone just said, "Oh, you're not like Skeletor. He does the I'll be evil." All started doing the Skeletor voice. So like if anyone walked in, I think we'd be completely insane. So to this day, if someone goes like it's like we all start doing it, and it's just dumb shit. I had a guy like that too one time in the box, and he was trying to do word for word the promo by Bruiser Brody on somebody, and he was screaming. What are you doing? The better one's the Jerry Lawler. You're yellow.
You're yellow. Bye.
That's actually, I think it's still one of my ringtones. You think I'm kidding? Now, can you imagine if someone was like, sitting there on a train next to me, and they're just like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then like my phone goes off and it starts saying that.
You're yellow.
Lawler's yellow. All right.
So you got Johnny B questions and answers, Q&A?
Yes, I have the Johnny B trivia here. All right, so let's bang that out quick. From Johnny B Jr., as always, if you have IWA questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, you can mention them to us, and we'll mention them in the show, and Johnny B will answer them. Oftentimes, these questions are more about pop culture and random things.
Like, when's the last time he was at a Cleveland Cavaliers game?
Is he a Browns fan or a Bengals fan?
I think it was Browns.
Yeah,
I guess Browns.
Because it's not far from Cleveland.
That's true. Yeah.
Do you go to school
I'm
with
going
LeBron?
back Gen Con this year, so I'll probably pass Willowick one more time. All right. From Johnny B. Jr. While viewing the previous episode, I actually LOL'd at Alex's joke about mispronouncing the name of NWL star, Curtison the Blizzard, which occurred exactly 30 minutes into the show. Alex understandably struggled with the RTL's Dionysus, that's a Greek thing. But it was surprising that WTL grappler Garrett Washington Allegheny gave him difficulty since that particular county is in his home state and is fairly well known. Despite his Spanish heritage, he repeatedly mispronounced Maquina as mannequin. But what could be attributed to his love for the mannequin duology, one of the two at least. Matt, do you remember which one? Oh, Alex, you love Mannequin, right?
Oh, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Now, after you saw that movie, did you like go in the store one day and be like,
Yes. So I often have to change mannequins at work. So especially when I worked for Victoria's Secret, I was always interested. So
Nice.
I also started out. It also started off my lifelong obsession with Kim Cattrall.
Ah, good old Kim Cattrall.
Yes.
The dirty one from Sex and the City.
She's always naked all the time.
Good for her. Speaking of movies.
She was in Porky's.
Oh boy, here we go. Matt recommended the classic 1983 romantic comedy drama, My Tutor, which I hadn't seen since it aired on regular television a great many years ago. I don't recall if they showed the nudity some over-the-air TV stations actually did back in those days. It marked the film debut of Crispin Glover. It's really? And the actor who played his brother had most recently appeared in the movie In Love with an Older Woman. Ah, the 80s. My Tutor recounts the totally not disturbing tale of a fully grown woman who sleeps with a high school student she's been hired to tutor in French. It wasn't wholly unexpected from the main character who would require extra assistance with his education since he was still in high school at the age of 24. Seriously, some of those movies, you look at the guy and you're like, you're in high school? Like, really? What was not so understandable was how this 29-year-old tutor was able to publicly buy him his own glass of wine with their dinner. I mean, the innocent youngster was only 24. It wasn't enough that they tried turning a completely inappropriate relationship into a supposedly tender love story by reducing the older person's age. Karen Kay was 32, not 29, and casting an adult as a child. But they played comical music when said child fired a gun at the woman's suitor, and then again when the suitor attempted to run down the happily inappropriate couple. But why did they have to destroy his 1979 Porsche 911?
There it is.
What's the deal with Matt and Alex recommending movies that pay exactly zero respect to classic automobiles? Matt must have liked it because it featured mud wrestling, or rather a marquee advertising mud wrestling. Still good. Or more technically, a marquee advertising mud wrestling. Sadly, neither wrestling nor wrestling was ever shown, but at least the two competitors were post-match. The razor-thin plot was built upon the premise that the victimized man-child was attempting to qualify for entry to Yale, but in real life, the actor never went to college. His biggest accomplishment in life was convincing Olivia Newton-John to marry him. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They got divorced for some mysterious reasons, after which he married their babysitter. Oh, boy. I don't know her age, but the story would have made a great movie if she had been a naive 24-year-old. Another totally not disturbing film involves swimming pool, just like My Tutor, is the 1996 drama The Babysitter's Seduction, starring the totally not disturbing dad from Seventh Heaven. Yes, totally happened. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a molester, isn't he?
Is the dad from Seventh Heaven?
Yes.
In real life?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He's in Star Trek too.
He's in Star Trek 2. He's in Star Trek 2?
He's the one who won the Star Treks.
You're like Wrath of Khan, you mean? Or
I think the one with Christy Alley.
that's episode. That's no, wait. That's 2. Yeah, because it's the one with the Kobayashi Maru.
Sure.
All right. Alex gave Black Dynamite a glowing review, and I can say with the utmost confidence that this is the best movie recommendation he's ever given anyone ever. It was created by Michael Jai White, the first black actor to portray a major comic book superhero in a major motion picture, and the first non-Asian recipient of the Bruce Lee Award. I didn't know that. But his martial arts abilities are clearly no match for his comedic skills. Fans should be sure to check out the animated series as well, which also stars and was co-written by White. It can't truly compete with a live-action movie, of course, but many of the same people are behind it. Much of the cast returned, and there are plenty of laughs to be had. In one episode, Black Dynamite goes to outer space, and the organization responsible is NASA. But the N is replaced with an M.
Massa.
Oh, my God.
I think that's the one with O.J. Simpson in it, too.
The same joke was used in the 2000 series, TV series, Son of the Beach. Alex doesn't care for Baywatch, but I wonder what he thinks of the spoof of it.
I thought it was good. I think it was on FX.
That show was awesome.
Yeah, it was on FX.
Was it?
Wow. Yep.
If that type of humor appeals to you, I highly recommend Timothy Stack's earlier show called Nightstand with Dick Dietrich, which satirized tabloid talk shows popular in the 90s. Alex should watch the British comedy Top Coppers, which is in some ways similar to the comedic style of Black Dynamite, although it's not as unfriendly. To give you some sense of the humor on display, the first scene is the first of 6 total episodes. Features a thug in an ice cream truck asking an off-screen customer ice cream or drugs. A few of the Britcoms might enjoy are Garth Marenghi's Dark Place and The Man to Man with Dean Lerner, 6 episodes each, and White Van Man, 12 episodes. If these prove too tame for his liking, Peep Show contains a bawdier subject matter, but be warned, for the title refers to peeping inside the minds of two friends sharing an apartment or flat. It doesn't contain nudity.
So speaking of
Also
nudity,
beware this-
I recently acquired some photos, some nude photos from a man in Southeast Asia of Sally Jesse Raphael. So
Nice. Well, wait, are her glasses on or off?
on.
Nice. So be aware that some of the jokes require a halfway decent knowledge of British history and or pop culture, but most of the humor is of a more general nature. Just like the many American comedies, it gets more and more outrageous as it finds its rhythm. All right. Alex also gave a thumbs up to Eddie Murphy-led biopic Dolomite Is My Name. I prepared for watching it by watching the original film and the sequel. In both Dolomite and Black Dynamite, the star of the movie was largely responsible for the story, and both had the title Zoom In on the stages. Like Top Coppers, both involved a gang selling drugs to children, but there was an only glaring difference between the two. In Black Dynamite, the boom mic made an intentional appearance in one scene, whereas in Dolomite, I believe there's only one scene in which it did not appear. It's seriously that bad. I can't imagine some crazy college kids playing a drinking game where you have to take a shot every time the mic shows up, and by the end of the film, the entire fraternity declared dead from alcohol poisoning. Rudy Ray Moore, Dolomite, who created the Dolomite movies, and had his pimp character give substantial martial arts training to his girls, which struck me as a rather odd decision for someone whose entire business model depends upon keeping its employees completely subservient. Notably, the Dolomite credit gives thanks to Chuck Norris Karate School. Alex may want to keep that in mind when creating the next cycle's trash talk for the ACW.
Yep.
Quick, I'll never forget, we watched Dolomite at my friend Nate's house, and if you've never seen it, he gets out of prison, and he spends like 5 minutes putting his clothes on. Gets into the car, and the girls are all in there, the bitches, and they start taking all his clothes off. So it's like he has 5 minutes for the clothes, and my favorite scene that was like the cops at his house or whatever, they're harassing him. Open your trunk, man. What do you want, man? Opens the trunk. What's that? And then he's like, what do you want, man? It's like, it's so bad.
It's so bad, but
So
I think
bad.
if you watch the Eddie Murphy movie about him, you kind of understand it a little bit more. Like these dudes just want to make a movie, and he's like, "Screw it, I'm just gonna make a movie." It's actually a really good flick. I think Eddie Murphy really does it justice. So.
Nice. The sequel, Dolomite Explosion, was a significant departure from the original. I would say it must be seen to believe, but I've seen it and I still don't believe it. Rudy Ray Moore also reprised the role in Shaolin Dynamite, which consists of nothing more, yuck, than low-quality kung fu footage you purchased on the cheap, with a few short clips inserted every 20-30 minutes featuring his version of Dolomite that appeared in the second film. Very noticeably older, not at all intimidating, and clad in traditional African garb, pretending to watch kung fu practitioners from a distance and providing insulting commentary such as, "Wow, that guy has some moves." Did such a meager contribution really warrant shoehorning the name Dolomite into the title? But it seems that in addition to being the godfather of rap, Rudy Ray Moore was also the godfather of YouTube reaction videos.
You also watch
I never saw the
the
sequels.
Human Tornado, also, which is a
Oh,
hell
really?
of a trailer.
Okay.
If you just watch the trailer, it's amazing.
Let's see. Alex placed a few movies on my personal playlist. A playlist I have no control over whatsoever, by the way. One was License to Drive. I had rewatched that. Is that Corey Haim?
Yeah, Corey Haim and Heather Graham.
Really?
Heather Graham is the girl, like a 13-year-old Heather Graham, I guess, or 16.
I was going to say, she must have been young. Okay. I had rewatched it. Was she his love interest?
Yes, her name was Mercedes.
Wait, how old was he?
Probably around that same age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel better then. One was License to Drive. I had rewatched it fairly recently, and it's a solid choice if you're younger and would like to experience a typical late 80s comedy. But I submit that even more entertaining work of cinema centered around an automobile and starring at least one of the Coreys is the 1991 movie Dream Machine, which is both intentionally and unintentionally funny. There's a particular event that the audience knows will take place eventually, but the writer devises a number of ridiculous ways to postpone the inevitable for as long as possible. Corey's love interest also appeared in one of Alex's favorite movies, Ski Patrol, and probably would have had much more successful career had illusionist David Copperfield not allegedly made her teenage innocence disappear. Oh no! Oh,
David Copperfield.
Copperfield, yeah. Where's Doug Henning when you need him? All right, another film, Mobsters, felt oddly out of place on the list since it was a big budget production with lots of mainstream appeal, and it was a good watch with plenty of action. Christian Slater had drawing comparisons to Jack Nicholson a few years before making this movie. So it's funny that he was involved in Laura Flynn Boyle's character since she ended up dating Jack in real life. Oh my God. It also co-starred Costas Mandylor, and I highly recommend the 12-episode show Secret Agent Man. Five-ish Finkel, who played the tailor on Mobsters. Five-ish Finkel, why do I know that name? In Mandalore on a quirky 90s TV show called Picket Fences, and also portrayed a delightful and immoral defense attorney, was a highlight for me. His character used humor to great effect, such as the marketing slogan for his practice, reasonable doubt for a reasonable fee. That's pretty good. TV shows added to the list, again without my consent, include Tag Team. We know this one.
Yes.
A 1991 TV movie that never became a series, starring Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura. It was similar in concept to Who's the Man, but offered more action and less comedy. Like Dolomite, the boom mic received nearly as much screen time as the actors. Fans of Piper and Ventura were probably disappointed that the characters were barred from wrestling very soon after the show began, and likely weren't crazy about the prospect of watching them move pianos or do other grocery shopping. It didn't help that aside from the Orient Express, Sato, Tanaka, and Fuji, Piper and Ventura spent most of their time dispatching ordinary, no-name opponents. I'm glad the YouTuber left the commercials intact because it's always amusing to see what is considered effective marketing in years gone by. The Seek Bar shows that most viewers skipped straight to the ending. Oh no. Which is unfortunate because the best moment occurred a bit earlier when the titular duo was battling a group of hitmen outside a courthouse, and one of them had Jesse pinned against a tree while choking him. Although it wasn't a wrestling match, Jesse decided to extend his hand rather than use it to free himself, so Piper could tag in and rescue him. Hilarious. That is pretty good. Had there been more scenes like that, it probably would have been picked up as a full series. It co-starred Jennifer Runyon, who played a grown-up Cindy Brady, and Kathy Kinney, also known as Mimi from Drew Carey Show. Yeah. Another recognizable face belonged to Gene Simmons' wife, Shannon Tweed.
Yes.
And Alex used to kick around the idea of reviewing movies on this channel, and once I recommended stars Tweed is named and one I recommend the stars Tweed is called White Cargo. Tag Team to have its good parts, but 96 White Cargo is all terrible all the time. It's awesome. If you're only interested in movies with Pro Wrestling Connection, no problem. It features the late great superstar Zeus. Wow, do you know that one, White Cargo?
I have not seen it, but I'm gonna go check it out. So a couple things. A couple of things. I believe if Tag Team would have came out 3 years earlier, it probably would have got picked up because it fits right in the realm of like Knight Rider and A-Team and Hunter. So It fits in right with that. I think by 1991 it was too late to do that. Mobsters I thought was interesting because you had Christian Slater as a mobster was interesting. Richard Grieco's in that film as well, and Patrick Dempsey's in there. So it was really weird to watch these guys, and it was it had a lot of name actors and it did shit at the box office, but it actually a pretty good movie.
All right, almost done here. It says I had seen two other shows, Delta House and Malloy. Delta House was particularly shocking. It was watching the most affordable actors with Animal House being hired to put on amateur stage play at a birthday party for young children. It was a really bizarre cross between Animal House and Saved by the Bell, with Saved by the Bell carrying the dominant genes. It was unreal. Malloy was forgettable except for the fact that Jennifer Aniston was in the cast. She also appeared in the Ferris Bueller TV series, I remember that, which I'd watched back when it originally aired because of her involvement, as well as that of Amy Dolenz. Probably know Amy Dolenz' name. Who's Amy Dolenz, Alex?
I don't remember.
Damn it. I'll look it up. But I really didn't mind when it was canceled because the main character was so incredibly unlikable. I doubt it actually happened, but I like to think that when I realized it had been removed from the network's cable schedule, I cracked up everyone in the room by doing a perfect Ben Stein impression. Bueller. Oh. But I probably just said in the deepest voice like a mustard, he's gone. Oh, yeah. Bow, wow, chicka, chicka. Finally,
that show was awful, by the way.
Was it?
And it goes to show you how long Jennifer Aniston, actually the entire cast of Friends, how they were everywhere. So when they brought them all together for that show, everyone on that show had either series or pilots, music videos, Master of the Universe movie roles. All those guys were they were almost like plants, almost where they were around forever and never really caught on.
Yeah, and it's funny how certain actors, you see them and you're like, how come this guy's not a bigger star? Why didn't they ever make it? And you find out sometimes in the background things are going on, but
Todd Bridges.
Like in wrestling wise, Alex Hammerstone.
Yeah.
I used to follow him on Twitter. I liked him for a while, but he hasn't been anywhere. And I keep wanting like
Brian Cage. Like, why is he not?
Yeah,
mixed up?
Brian
You don't know?
Cage.
Yes, Brian Cage. Oh my god. There's this Brian Cage wrestling movie thing that's like half wrestling, half a movie. Like he's in it and Jimmy Jacobs is in it.
It's out now?
No, I'll have to find it. Let me find this. It's like ridiculous, like campy, weird, like movie thing. I'll find it. Just give me a second.
When was the last time Johnny B's watched No Holds Barred? Because I watch it every couple of months.
All right. So finally, also on the subject of music, after listening to Smokey Alexander's newest track, Fade Away, I feel compelled to repeat my earlier advice that Alex seek out ways to putting his exceptional creations in front of a wider audience. Seriously, dude, don't end up like the guy in the song. Okay, I've been droning on for too long. Damn you, Matt, and especially Alex, for the recommendations. Next time, actual IWAR questions and answers. All right, I will say this. My 2 recommendations are going to be Hard Boiled, the John Woo film,
Yeah.
which is just ridiculous, and it has one of my
You put that
absolute
over The
favorite
Killers,
scenes.
though?
I'll say it. The reason I put it over that is the you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The scene where the main top henchman is battling the cop, and they're shooting back and forth, and they jump through the walls, and they land, and there's all these crippled hospital people in front of them, and they put the guns down, and then what happens next? I won't give it away because I haven't seen it yet. It's one of my absolute favorite scenes because it's just so like, oh, it's cool. They're gonna call a truce. It's cool. Then what happens next is so crazy. We watched that the other night. We watched Violent Night, which I had never seen, and it's the what's his name? The guy from Stranger Things, Santa Claus, and it's kind of like Die Hard meets Santa Claus.
Okay.
It's fun. So there it is. All right, so jump right into the leagues.
Yeah, where you want to go first?
Let's go backwards. Go WTL.
WTL.
Oh, I can do that one.
Sounds
Damn right. Under the bus.
That's why I'm here. Oh, it's called Kill City Cup is the name of this thing, and it's a sci-fi B-movie dystopian wrestling tournament of some sort.
What's it called?
Kill City Cup.
Kill City Cup. Okay, I'm gonna write this down.
Yes. Yeah, it's bunch of people in it. Well, not like actual famous people, but a bunch of people are wrestlers that you may recognize. All right, so let's switch to the equally ridiculous Western Trails League, which, like I like to say, takes place simultaneously in 1874 and 2026. So the league champ, Western Frontier champ, Renegade Riley Reinhardt, Lone Star champ, Father Arturo Bartolo, Central Plains champ, Marshall Law, Mixo champ, Nutty Buddy 2, Dodge City champ, Nutty Bunny 3, Tombstone champ, Professor M. Algernon, Prairie View champ, The Lone Ranger, Widowmaker champ, Future Man, Badlands champ, Sean Cadorva, Cripple Creek champ, Chainsaw Chuck, Southwest champ, Prince George Montgomery, Chisholm Trails champ, Garrett Washington Allegheny. The Western Frontier Tag Champs, winning another 5 free matches, Flying Tyler Hobolewski and Renegade Riley Reinhardt. And I thought someone almost took all the league things, but they didn't.
Oh.
Excuse me. Lone Star Tag Team Champs, Prince George Montgomery and Frederick Charles Harford. The Western Frontier 6-man champs, CB WC Reinhardt Sr., Area Assault WC Reinhardt Jr., and Battling Jack Brocious, and the Lone Star 6-man champs, Nutty Buddy 1, Nutty Buddy 2, and Nutty Buddy 3. And the Bunkhouse Brawl winner was Nutty Buddy 3. So a lot of tag team and trios guys in the winning singles titles, which tells you all I need to know about this cycle. Let's see what's going on in the WTL. Pay-per-view coming up, Ambitions of a Rider. spelled 2 different ways throughout the bulletin, so that's always fun. Ace in Eights defensive title against Rex Chambers. All the other titles are on the line. See anything else? Got a tag contender series going, which I stole from the IWO about 3 years ago. So I stole that idea because that's all I do is I steal everything.
You and me both, brother.
I don't think anything I do is original. Let's see what else is new. Oh, finally, I can say 2 different people replied to Ricky Spanish calling out the entire league.
Yeah, I was happy to see that.
So, Father Arturo did. He didn't think it was his place as a priest to be the person that did that, but he stepped up. And then Cowboy Schlitz.
Yep.
Let's see. So that's a little light on the trash talk, but still tons of cards, lots of activity, that stuff going on. Got the Bunkhouse Stampede coming up, just entering the March Battle Royal. Whoever eliminates most people is going to win that. Just mix it up. I'm going to try something called Posse Battle, which is, it's kind of like you just take your group of wrestlers and it could just be 3 people, or it could be up to 8, and you just fight 3 singles matches, 1 tag team and 1 trios, and you get points, and whichever posse does the best wins some sort of a title match. And just checking along in the old Western Trail there, and that's about it. WTO.
All right, man. I dig that. All right, Matt, where do you want to go?
Oh, boy. Well, I don't want to brag on my title, so I won't do ACW yet.
You won?
No, I have like 1 regional in all my leagues. Suck City, population, me. Want to do RTL? I'll do that.
So you want to do that?
Sure. Number 52, your RTL League Champion, Double D Christoph, who has gone through quite the transformation. League Tag Champions, Máquina Muy Grande and Máquina Grande. League Six-Man Champions, Máquina Miedo, Máquina Enmascarada, and Máquina Rapido. Rapido. TV Champion, Derek Cash Styles. Central Plains Champion, Must-See, DB Jeezy. East Coast Champion, Thomas TD Banks. How's those TDs looking? Great Lakes Champion, Máquina Miedo. Middle Atlantic Champion, Unagi. Northeast Champion, Máquina Rapido. The Pacific Northwest Champion, Chaos Machine. Rocky Mountains Champion, T-Bird. Southeast Champion, Snacks. Wait a minute. All right, never mind. Southeast Champion, Big Worm. West Coast Champion, Money Mike. And the TV Tag Champions, the Texan and Automatic Slim. The TV Six-Man Champions, Chaos Machine, Máquina Muy Grande, and Máquina Grande. And your Battle Royal winner, Chaos Machine, winning 24 free RTL matches. Here's a question for Johnny B. The leagues that have like bonuses attached to like the Battle Royal that go through changes, things slow down. Is there like a stipulation like automatically added, or does someone have to remind you guys that there's a Battle Royal bonus? Like, how's that work? Sorry.
Yes.
Just note, number 1 contender, Uncle Slow-Mo, who won the IWA Championship last cycle. Good job by them. Glenn did pretty well there. Let's see here. What's going on here? Well, looks like we have the Rolling Thunder report. And we've got Project Prodigy, the Thunder Reigns, Buff Shagwell, and Colt Patrick. Alex, who were the trio in WCW? It was like Shane Helms and 2 other guys.
3 count?
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
3 count.
Yeah, so it was
The
Evan
Boy Band
Courageous,
one.
Shane Helms, and Shannon Moore.
They always looked like if someone, like kind of like I always felt that EC3 or Dolph Ziggler looked like if you like had your wrestler on the video game come to life, that's what they look like.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. So what's coming up? Well, we have the True Impact Championship is vacant because of what happened to poor old Greggy Money.
Got
Poor
murdered.
guy finally starts. Yeah, got murdered apparently. It's
Was
tough.
it the Maryland militia got him?
I'll just say this. This is if you look at the
the mass militia.
Oh, okay.
mass
Excuse me.
militia. There's a fantastic cover on page 11 of the magazine, and it's just like the body outline. That's fantastic. I love Greg's work. I bragged about him in the post. Now, here's the thing. Greg is committed, like you read about, because he, in storyline, had Greggy Money get taken out, right? So here's the thing. Greggy Money was in the IWAR Cup tournament, which the winner of which gets a world shot at the IWAR champion. So I appreciate his commitment, but man, you threw away a perfectly good shot there because if he had a better score, could have been the representative for the RTL. Anyways, lots going on. So let's see here. It's just a fun report. It really is. Flash flood here.
Definitely.
That's going to be in March. The Smoothie King Center. It's fun to say. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here, and the league's getting stronger and building, and like the arrival of like Big Von Vader, Whitefoot, the militia guys, masked or otherwise, the Grandes, good for so. There's talent brewing in here, so it's a good spot to go to if you're an NWL guy and you're looking for a league to jump into. That's not like the BRL or IWL, which is loaded with big records, and CWL where you're like, you're looking like, oh my god, these guys have huge records. So I'm sitting here with like whatever. RTL is going to look at, and that's what I have to say about that. So there.
All right, man. I dig it. I dig that. All right, so I guess we'll go NWL.
Do it.
NWL National
nap, I'll be
Wrestling League 247. League champion in G-Force, Gary Morris. Now, Matt, I don't know if you've been tracking points, but both Clothier and Morris have to be kind of close to records here, don't you think?
I mean, overall all
The
time
scores,
they're up there.
So, they have a shot
they
at.
need to have a couple of big performances to get to that top tier. Like Mark Botch is top 5, top 6.
Yeah.
So
they pick up an IWA wide. That could really kind of cement them for sure. Future NWA Hall of Famers, I would assume at this point.
Yes.
So.
Which actually we need to talk about that because we have to pick the new class. So I'm going to do that.
All right, you're
what's that tag team up to?
They got to be.
How many tag team titles they got? No reason I'm wondering that. I was like, how close are they to Arturo and Conrad?
I'll tell you.
Sorry, very throw everything off track for my personal question, but
that's what we do here.
Yeah, Mark the Fan Botch. Okay, right now, Mark the Fan Botch is at 6th spot, and if he had a title, he's going to be probably up to the 4th. And you got Clothier and Gary Morris at 210 and 200 points, so 18th and 19th.
Yeah.
So Morris is going to jump up probably to the top 15. So yeah, they're there. And tag wise, excuse me. Tag wise, they have 6 tag champions. Was that?
I was gonna say I forgot that Fish Fam was there for a while. And so they weren't just champs for like all of last year.
Well, Conrad and Arturo also have the thing where they won the world championship.
Oh yeah, they had the world.
So they had the world tag. So they got like a nice 380 points right now. The next closest is 320 by Future Man and Mongo. So they're out. But they would need to have an exceptionally super big score because they have 7 tag belts. Just put that in there. Oops, wrong. Don't mind me. Screwing everything up. So they're going to be about 150 points or so behind. Yeah.
They got a little bit of time left, so
I think the My Two Dads are totally comfortable where they're at.
they're
so.
safe.
Yeah.
All right, TV champion, Manhunter Colonel R. Rivers. Central Plains champion, Jira Kainsman. East Coast champion, Brian Clothier. Great Lakes champions, McKenna Anthony. Maryland champion, Kardassin the Blizzard. Northeast champion, Crush Groove. Pacific Northwest champion, Wyatt Recoil Kane. 59-0, by the way. Rocky Mountains champion, the Heart of the City, Andre Carrington. Southeast champion, Wildfire Rachel Kainsman. Southwest champion, Prince Pimplefire. West Coast champion, Mark the Fan Botch. League Tag Team champion, winning another 5 free matches, Brian Clothier and G-Force Gary Morris. TV Tag Team champions, Captain Midnight and Yonaka. League 6-man champions winning another 5 free matches, the Maryland Militia. TV 6-man champions, Stylen Savion Banks. The Heart of the City, Andre Carrington and Crush Groove. Your Battle Royal winner, Jira Kainsman. So, actually, what's going down in the NWL? Well, so we just coming off of NWL graduation. I do apologize about the kind of pseudo blurriness of that
sure.
write up there. I'm sorry if you just if you lower it a little bit. If you demagnify it, you might see it a little bit better. I do apologize about that. Anyone that wants a clearer version, let me know. I will email that over to you. It looks clear on my end, so I don't know. Maybe when I made it to a PDF, it kind of took something off of that. I'm not sure, but please check out the pay-per-view. It's actually really, really good, and I do have a recap for that. So let me get that ready to go. I'm going to share the screen here. With these guys. Okay. So let's share the screen. Share screen. Include sound. Okay. All right, and 3, 2, and 1.
This is Ian Mooney reporting. Cycle 247 did not arrive quietly. It arrived yelling, pointing fingers, and demanding refunds. Magnum AI opened the week in full attack mode, unloading on ZYZX with zero restraint and even less diplomacy. AI declared ZYZX a failure, accusing him of being carried to championships while contributing nothing more than ring rope assistance. Lazy was the word of choice, and it wasn't used gently. As if that wasn't enough, AI followed up by publishing a running list of NWL wrestlers he considers beneath him, a list that included the Black Witch, Nat Nightshade, Magnus Anthony, McKenna Anthony, Wyatt Recoil Crane, Axel Granite, Tigress, and Serpent. If this was meant to inspire competition, it did. If it was meant to inspire goodwill, it did the opposite. AI then pivoted from insults to accounting. Magnum AI demanded money from Captain Midnight, claiming Midnight owed him compensation for a lousy magnet purchased through the NWL online store. According to AI, the magnet ruined his hard drive, and now the only website he can access is the NWL's. AI blamed Midnight directly, demanded repayment, and threatened Tiny Tim with a lump of coal in the process. No one clarified who Tiny Tim is, but the hostility was unmistakable. Breaking news followed, and this one came with cinnamon. During the latest round of severe winter weather, a flight delay left Prince Pimplefire stranded at a Cinnabon. As he stepped up to collect his order, he was drop-kicked into the counter by Magnum AI, struck in the face with a scalding hot cinnamon bun, stomped on, and then robbed of his roll on the go. Magnum AI was seen calmly walking away while eating it. This was not disputed by anyone involved, including AI. Reactions poured in. Curtidon commented that winter can do strange things to people, but standing in your underwear in a blizzard suggests either extreme stupidity or extreme perversion, and neither explanation reflected well. Colonel R. Rivers was dragged into the discourse simply for sharing a last name, with complaints that the league now has too many rivers, calling it the worst news since discovering Savion Banks was a real person and not a chain of credit unions. The Tokyo Kid escalated matters by filing a formal protest to have a fellow wrestler removed from the NWL roster entirely. No names were needed. The intent was clear. In the middle of all this noise, the AK Ringside Report aired, and for once, things slowed down. AK welcomed Jira and Wild Child Rachel Kainsman to the studio, ran his Surfshark VPN sponsorship without interruption, and conducted a straightforward interview. Jira spoke about being born in Tokyo, moving to America at 3, and growing up attending local wrestling shows with his family. Rachel discussed being raised in Chicago, bonding with her father over weekly wrestling broadcasts, and meeting Jira in high school after noticing him wearing an IWA shirt. They spoke openly about marriage, training together, and choosing wrestling over more traditional career paths. It was calm, it was human. It was the only segment this cycle where no one threatened anyone else. Prince Pimplefire later took the microphone and made sure calm didn't last. Opening by questioning whether the tech crew could keep his mic live for an entire thought, Pimplefire revisited his previous mic cutoff and suggested sabotage through process of elimination. He turned his attention to Ryan Rivers, admitting a degree of respect while mocking Rivers' aesthetic as something borrowed from the 1990s trench coat era. Pimplefire promised that graduation day would be educational, a lesson in tapping quickly, facial bone preservation, and fashion. According to Pimplefire, Hot Topic is out, Flaming Spandex is back, and Ryan Rivers would be held back on graduation day. Backstage, the come-up had their own issues. Savion Banks was furious over graduation, pacing the locker room and calling the night a complete failure. Crush Groove attempted to calm him down with perspective, metaphors, and groovy gummies. Andre Carrington didn't sugarcoat anything, suggesting Savion might not have been as locked in as he believed. Tensions flared briefly, voices raised, but the moment broke under Groove's relentless optimism and accidental wisdom. Laughter followed. Perspective returned. The message became clear. Setbacks don't stop momentum. Money does. Championships do. And the come-up plans to chase both. As for the Death Pack invitation circulating the locker room, Savion dismissed it entirely, framing it as nostalgia wrapped in an email blast. Meanwhile, Magnus and McKenna Anthony spoke from Ireland. Magnus made it clear he was unhappy with his debut, returning home to train harder and announcing his intent to pursue regional championships by targeting Crush Groove and Manhunter Colonel R. Rivers. McKenna took a different tone, describing her debut as educational rather than disappointing, but she made her next goal very clear. Wild Child Rachel Kainsman had called out everyone but her, and McKenna intended to change that. Graduation fallout didn't stop there. Backstage, Todd Okerlund attempted to get answers from the Maryland militia as they stormed through the corridor. G-Force Gary Morris spoke coldly about a plan that should have worked, a trap Mark Botch was meant to fall into before interference ruined everything. When Todd pressed about their prior attack on Greg E. Money, Morris responded with a flat, no comment, and walked away. Brian Clothier said nothing at all, letting the national championship on his shoulder do the talking. And then Clothier spoke, loudly. With the arena bathed in blood-red light, Brian, the great entertainer Clothier, marched to the ring with bolt cutters in hand, rolled unaired footage of the Maryland militia's assault on Greg E. Money, and explained exactly what it meant. Warnings ignored become consequences delivered. Pretenders wearing crowns eventually lose them. The message wasn't chaos, it was intent. The clock is ticking. Graduation was only the beginning. The Maryland militia is coming. That was trash talk. No matches, no bell, just threats, receipts, vendettas, and one stolen cinnamon roll. Next up, NWL graduation. From the halls of Lake Catholic High School to a ring that barely survived the night, Graduation 2026 unfolded like a ceremony that went violently off script. It opened with that eerie walk through lockers and trophies, the weight of old graduations hanging in the air, before the entire building exploded in pyro and noise, welcoming everyone not just to graduation, but to the birthplace of the IWA. That sense of order lasted only moments. Luther Alexander appeared like a principal addressing a class he already knew was headed for war, talking about preparation and loyalty, before losing control of his own broadcast when Captain Midnight hijacked the feed in a Max Headroom-style interruption, ranting about the price of HBO Max like history was repeating itself. Confusion filled the building until Mr. T physically dragged Midnight away, dumping the chaos back onto Lance Catamaran and Pierre Roulette at ringside. The show tried to find its footing through wrestling, and Ryan Rivers and Prince Pimplefire delivered exactly that. A clean, even, technical match that drew "This is wrestling" chants from a crowd desperate to breathe. Rivers sealed it with the cradle pile driver, both men earning a standing ovation and reminding everyone why Rivers' name keeps coming up when people talk about the future. That calm didn't last. Backstage, Todd Okerlund attempted a routine welcome for Yonaka, only for Tracy Koloff to hijack the interview, trashing Rachel Kainsman and Johnny Revolution, ignoring questions about Red Scorpion 3, sliding into innuendo, and openly praising Luther until Todd was visibly flustered and the segment collapsed. Chaos followed immediately in the number one contenders match, where Captain Midnight, Savian Banks, Magnum AI, and Zizek stopped pretending this was about competition. The match turned ugly when Midnight, Banks, and Zizek united to erase Magnum AI completely, a 3-on-1 destruction that included a flaming table, a fight into the bleachers alongside a marching band, and Captain Midnight being knocked out by a tuba of all things. When the smoke cleared, Zizek stood alone, calm, victorious, and dangerous. Somewhere in the middle of all this, the broadcast slammed into a commercial that felt like a fever dream sermon. Smokey Alexander's greatest hits declared better than Elvis, the Beatles, and Milli Vanilli, available on vinyl, 8-track, cassette, MIDI, and CD. Nostalgia weaponized as spectacle. Then the violence returned in full. G-Force Gary Morris and Mark the Fan Botch collided in the Grand Prix Championship Eastlake Street Fight. Morris arrived with intent, dragging tables and tools into the ring, even shoving Lance Catamaran out of his chair just to turn the environment into a weapon. Botch stumbled out next, visibly off, Gene Poole trailing him like a worried handler, the champion clearly not juiced. The bell rang and Morris stalked Botch mercilessly, cracking him with a chair while he tried to escape, dumping out a tool bag that revealed not tools but thumbtacks, turning the ring into a minefield. Morris punished Botch with stomps, drops, and a back body drop straight into the tacks, before hitting Turbulence and seemingly ending it, until two masked men stormed the ring, stopped the count, mauled Morris, set the table, and drove him through it with pain in full. Brian Clothier sprinted to the ring with bolt cutters, chasing the attackers away, but the damage was done. Botch crawled into the cover and escaped with his title, leaving Lance and Pierre asking who the masked men were and why they kept orbiting Morris and Clothier. The night kept fracturing. Johnny Revolution arrived with the Shane Syndicate and Kim, storming through security like a hostile takeover. After they disappeared inside, a monster truck crushed the limo outside, unseen by the invaders. Jack Cornette, guarded by Mr. T, sat in his office sounding increasingly nervous on the phone to Luther, the illusion of control slipping. A Black Widow League promo followed, not selling a division but a proving ground. Cage Fury 4 framed as survival, not opportunity. Then Tracy Koloff turned Rachel Kainsman versus Red Scorpion 3 into a public scandal. Tracy arrived by sedan, carried to the ring in a referee outfit that barely qualified as one. Cropped stripes, high-cut shorts, boots built for posing, not officiating. Rachel came out with Jira focused and furious. Red Scorpion 3 entered to silence. The bell rang and Rachel dominated completely. Suplexes, chops, bulldogs, spine busters, power bombs, only to look up again and again to see Tracy leaning through the ropes, flirting with Jira and refusing to count. Rachel finally snapped and sent Jira to the locker room, removing the distraction, but Tracy dropped for a count only to stop at 2 and flip Rachel off. Rachel struck back, punches blocked, and slipped until a spinning back fist finally connected, shocking Tracy into a smile. Then the hit came. 4 Red Scorpions swarmed the ring, stomped and kicked Rachel down, and spray-painted BWL across her back. Jira returned with a chair to clear them out, while Tracy whispered to Jimmy Lennon III, who nearly collapsed, announcing the disqualification win for Red Scorpion 3. If the warning still wasn't clear, Johnny Revolution made it explicit. He took the ring with the Shane Syndicate and Kim, insulting Johnny B, belittling Cornette, and demanding every NWL contract be replaced with Death Pack contracts, or the show would end in destruction. Kim grabbed the mic to bury the rookies as idiots who couldn't even send properly worded emails. Captain Midnight hijacked the Tron again, trying to sell a t-shirt through static, before Luther Alexander appeared cold and composed. He called Johnny a parasite who lived off him for 10 years, turned his chair to reveal the Disciples of Doom logo, and the surprise hit when the Disciples walked out of the dressing room. Senor Lucha stepped ahead, grabbed a microphone in silence, and called Johnny El Diablo, a cancer with no honor. Johnny fired back nervously, telling Lucha to go to church if he wanted redemption. Lucha answered that he wouldn't be lectured by a man with no morals, and said the time for talking was done. The Disciples rushed the ring. Death Pack escaped through the crowd. War was declared in seconds. Then the night grounded itself again with championship stakes when the NWL National Tag Team titles were put on the line. The Maryland Militia defending against Crush Groove and Savian Banks in a match that refused to shortcut anything. Long and even, and built entirely on teamwork, clean tags, saves at the last possible second, and sequences that showed both teams knew exactly where the other would be without ever looking. The challengers pushing the champions to the edge again and again, as near falls stacked up and the crowd slowly rose to its feet. Chants of Match of the Year breaking out, not because of spectacle, but because of effort. The militia surviving by inches, not dominance, retaining their championships the hard way. All four men left exhausted in the ring as the belts stayed put, but respect changed hands. Backstage, Todd Okerlund caught up with Gary Morris and Brian Clothier, both drenched in sweat. Morris ordered the footage rolled, revealing they had drained every can of MK Ultra from Mark Botch's locker room earlier that night, popping tabs and dumping it all down the drain while the random Baltimore vagrant pushed the evidence away. Morris talked chess while Botch played checkers. Clothier promised Botch wouldn't survive without liquid courage, then grabbed Todd's wrist and declared himself the graduation valedictorian, the head of the class, and the next national champion. Both men refused to comment on Death Pack. McKenna and Magnus Anthony arrived next like controlled violence. Galway twins raised in their champion father's gym. McKenna dismantled with Muay Thai strikes. Magnus stalked as a southpaw boxer. Dmitry Tokarev and Vladimir Volkov never found footing, never found a fence, until Magnus flattened Volkov with a crushing left hook knockout that felt like a warning shot to the entire roster. Then came the final exam. Brian Clothier entered to thunderous reactions, battered and beloved. The crowd demanded Jesus, but Jack Cornette appeared alone and announced the national championship had been relinquished and would be decided immediately. The surprise opponent was Ryan Rivers. Both men already had Match of the Year candidates earlier in the night. Somehow, they went even further. The match exploded instantly, refusing to slow down. Superplexes to the floor, a slingshot tiger bomb, an inverted go-to-sleep, an attempted oxygen destroyer. Rivers answered with a top rope DDT to the floor and a sunset flip bomb from the apron. Neither could land their finisher. Exhaustion stacked on exhaustion. Clothier finally stole the win with a small package from the top rope and became NWL national champion. Celebration lasted seconds. The same masked men returned, chop-blocking Gary Morris and dropping Clothier with pain in full. Morris chased them off with a chair as they unmasked in the crowd. Derek Cash Styles and Thomas T.D. Banks of New Money, Inc., screaming that this was for Greg E. Money. Graduation ended not with comfort, but with consequences. Lance and Pierre grounded the chaos as best they could, before the final image cut to a quiet office where Jack Cornette and Zysix signed the national championship contract for Homecoming. No music, no speech, just ink, and the understanding that whatever graduation created, Homecoming will have to answer. Now back to the Tubecast.
And we're back. That was really, really long. Well, that's okay. We had a pay-per-view to recap as well. So hope everyone did, in fact, enjoy that. So, keep up the great work in the NWL. You guys are doing fantastic. I think it's a really strong bounce back the last couple of cycles. Activity's up. We have some new faces in there. So, guys, just keep it up. And again, if you have any questions, email me. And if I don't respond, email me again, because sometimes I miss them, and that's okay. So, Matt, where do you want to go now?
Well, let's see. Here we were at NWL, so IWL. You want that, or you want to do? Actually, do you want to do BRL? Get that out of the way.
Yeah, you want to do BRL?
Sure.
Sounds good.
All right, BRL 648. All right, so league champion on the verge of retirement, brutal Brian Welch. Battle Royal winner Tsuyoshi Mizuku. $25 credit to both those wrestlers' managers. TV champion Rory McFlattery. Central Plains champion Super Sexy Shane. East Coast champion, that's right. If you made the bet on FanDuel, you just cashed in Joe Tusa. Great Lakes, the Grey Wolf, Doug. Mid-Atlantic, Tsuyoshi Mizuku. Northeast champion, Sabretooth. Pacific Northwest champion, Michael Przewalski. Rocky Mountains champion, Lex Stevenson. Southeast champion, Diabolical Ricky Savage. Southwest champion, Patrick O'Malley. West Coast champion, Gabriel Graves. The tag champions, Diabolical Ricky Savage and Sid Credence. The tag champions, TV Tag. An odd combo, Rory McFlattery and Punk Rock Mike. What happened there?
What? Crazy.
God damn. I guess those McFlahertys didn't want the records anymore. Six-man champions, the McFlahertys and Michael Przewalski. TV6, the Heyman brothers, Ripper, Buster, and the Grey Wolf, Doug McMaster. What in the name of what's going on there? So, what's going on in the BRL? Lots of stuff. We are rolling towards WrestleRama. And WrestleRama is our big spring event. We kick off, it's in Tokyo, so it's going to be a fun time. And let's see, again, thank Alex for page 24 for the wonderful BRL logo. The Game of Thrones, Iron Throne / Gold Throne, if you will. Let's see here. You get the Tuesday Night Grand Slam. I mean, the BRL is just a fun league to read. There's a lot going on. And, oh, man. Let's see here. I should have taken a nap today. Oh, I did. Oh, no.
Didn't help.
See. Yeah, no, I didn't. There's too much going on. Royal Rumble 8 is loading up at WrestleRama 14. So right now there are 6 competitors in there. Tsuyoshi Mizuku, Nocturnal Death, Hillbilly Kevin, Playboy McFerrari, Oliver Livingston, and Fenris. We're going to fill those last 6 slots up. And remember, if you're in a qualifier and you lose, you get into the second chance Battle Royal, and that person who wins the Battle Royal will be the number 1 wrestler in the Royal Rumble. There's lots going on in the game as a whole, but BRL is just packed full of action, and I won't try to capture it all in a non-AI manner. But if you enjoy some trash talk, give it a read. I will say this, on page 49 is a very special trash talk in the BRL. And of course, perfectly timed because of the league champion. So I would suggest you give that a read. And if you get the reference, you'll get the joke. Let's see here. What else? Well, Boink, the child entertainer, is still causing problems. And let's see here. We're also going to hear from the Armis brothers. Damn it, the McFlaherty brothers. I'm falling apart here. Super Sexy Shane Dowell and Super Stud John Bowden. Let's see. Well, good new tag team having there. Oh, from the KKL to Wrestling Immortality. So KKL, all right, like it. King Kong League was a big league way back.
Okay.
So it looks like their little background bio there. The Man Enough. So it's good to see lots of talent show, and of course, we have an old school here. Joe Tusa. Let's see, Money in the Bank, Joe Tusa. Oh man, Joe Tusa says, I've been in a real fight club before, military club, in 1992-93, and the Slovak club in 1999. So all you MFers better stay out of my way, unless you want to get beat up. Once again, Joe Tusa, your favorite wrestler and my favorite wrestler.
100%.
And you see that Joe Tusa is a social member of the Slavic Civics Federation. God damn. Oh, man. It's all note about the Royal Rumble. And it's featuring Joe Tusa, and you list all the different wrestlers. Oh, my God. Mr. Asshole.
Mr. Asshole.
Wow.
Who was in there? Ano, IRS, Riz Ramon, Mr. Asshole.
This is what happens when you have the commissioner bring in a superstar. Oh, I'm so glad I wrote to him and asked him to come to BRL. All right, I won't go all the way. King Khan's gotten promos. We get, oh boy, Texas Jesse Tombstone getting beat up by Vic Ropta. Oh man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it happens. We got Dapper Dan D being scared by Dark Verdict. And if you read Dan D's little promo in the BRL news section, you'll see little storylines continuing. There's the Dear Arrogant Diary. I don't know what that's about, because you don't know if it's actually someone writing it about him, for them, whatever. I don't know. I'll work on league stuff. And Royal Family of Doom, a little rebound. Frandell also cutting some trouble there. Frandell and Bowman Bolt. Wait a minute. Bowman Bolt. Isn't he one of the 10 jobbers?
No.
Oh, I know. He was the guy from the cover.
He was the ad.
The ad, right?
Yeah, I brought him back in the NWL. Where is he? They brought him back in the BRL? Nice. Nice.
All right. Well, Mick Ferrari with a promo. You get promos from the Dynasty guys, Pain and Destruction guys. So, yeah. So I just, I always say, go to the BRL. It's a lot of fun. And there's some really good competition. So it's really hard to win, but it feels good when you do.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. I dig that. We're up to next.
How about I would say have Adam do IWL.
Yeah, I can do that one. I know a few of the guys there.
On
All right. Independent Wrestling League number 220. League champion winning 10 free matches. Kamikaze. Television champion Bill Bonecutter. New York City champion Perry Legal. Los Angeles champion Death Valley Drifter. Boston champion The Honorable Guilty as L. Detroit champion Chase Grace. Cleveland champion Windsor Detroit. Dallas champion Friend Zone Frederick Goodfellow. Memphis champion Litigation. Miami champion Justin Grace. Dang, save some titles for the rest of us, man. Jeez. Anyways, San Francisco champion Marginal Machine and Chicago champion The Pilot. League tag team champions Angus McAllen and Andrew Arborlore. TV tag champion 13 and Christopher Kane. League 6-man champions winning another 5 free matches. The Pilot, the Dam Builder, and the Sailor. TV 6-man champions Suyu Pai, Windsor Detroit, On Point, Edward Porturan. The Michigan Border Patrol, and the Battle Royal winner winning 42 free matches, Litigation. So, the IWL has a lot going on. I think the goal is to start best of the best there next cycle, maybe the cycle after that. So, best of the best is a tournament where they take a bunch of the managers from throughout the IWA. And you have one singles wrestler, one tag team, and one trio. And you get points. And you try to figure out who the best manager of the best is out of those
not me
Hey,
managers.
has anyone ever won that back-to-back?
I don't know. Wait, yeah, I do. Yes. Now I have to do it in one of my home leagues, so now there's all the pressure. But it's I think it's $25 for each person, but then it's all paid back in credit, and So if you win, that credit's pretty awesome because you have a month or 2 or 3, depending on how much you play, where you just get to use the credit from that. So that's pretty cool. Then there's, I think the next pay-per-view is Matt Mania, IWL coming up in March. Some trash talk here, like Kamikaze with the trash talk. Starlight is here now, and Swamp Sock Jr. So Swamp Sock Jr. should be interesting to interact with everybody. Let's see who else is here. Say Barry Stevens shows up. Not sure why he's here, but he showed up for a little bit. Then mostly, other than that, your usual cast of characters in the IWL. And that is what is going down in the IWL.
I dig that. Oh, I'll do ACW.
All right.
All-American Championship Wrestling, number 19, winter 2026. League Champion, Archie Bushmaster Jones. American Territory Champion, Texas, Jesse Tombstone. New England Champion, the Gaelic, Dick Moore. Atlantic Coast Champion, Shotgun James Carnage. Great Lakes Champion, Luther Alexander. He's the man of the Great Lakes and Ohio since he's now the mayor of Willowick. So that makes sense.
All right.
Smoky Mountains Champion, Eddie Chavez. Deep South Champion, Blackjack Robertson. Gulf Coast Champion, the Fall Guy, Colt Seavers. Texas Heartland Champion, Vin Perez. Rocky Mountain Champion, Ken the Anvil Neidhart. Desert States Champion, Terry Garnia. Pacific Coast Champion, Ernie Slayer. League Tag Team Champions, Ken the Anvil Neidhart and Terry Garnia. American Territories Tag Team Champions, Dick Moore and Ravishing Dick Dude. League Six-Man Champions, Shotgun James Carnage, Blackjack Robertson, Texas Jesse Tombstone, the Regulators. American Territories Six-Man Champions, Eddie Chavez, Tino Sonata, and Ken the Anvil Neidhart. And your Battle Royal winner, Blackjack Robertson. So what's going down in the ACW? So they have their next the next pay-per-view, which I believe is was that Wrestle Nova? That will be coming up soon. The main event of that show will be Shotgun James Carnage taking on Shrug Shadow. So keep your eyes on that. In addition, hilarity did ensue. I didn't trash talk this cycle. A very rare non-trash talk Luther Alexander cycle. But I did want to let everyone know that Luther Alexander will return in Avengers Doomsday. So just keep that in mind for that. In addition to that, Mama Mud has started an OnlyFans page. So, Mama Mud. So, if you look at your weekly world news on page 41, in addition, you had Ernie Slayer. He's supposedly visited the IWA office, but instead I think he went next door. So, good for you, Ernie. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. But again, fantastic cycle overall, guys. Again, Trash Talk is right where it needs to be. Rock solid all around. So, guys, just keep up the great work. Did I see He-Man Hovind? What a jerk.
You damn right.
I find it always interesting about the ACW. He does track the 501. So he has the 501 Club, which is Cud Mud, Eternal Forest, Curecaster, Ernie Slayer, Bud Mud, and Shrug Shadows, all with 501. So that's pretty rock solid for this league, especially for it being a newer league. So, like I said, guys, keep up the great work. Alrighty. So, Matt, where do you want to go now? BWL, CWL? Catch and Cows League?
What's that?
Catch and Cows League?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll do the BBL. How's that?
BBL it is.
All right. Tour 580. League champion winning 10 free BBL matches. Sultan Bloodspill. TV champion Golden Panther #2. Central Plains champion, Skullfire. East Coast champion, Cycle Bolt. Great Lakes champion, Tombstone. And Middle East champion, Jammin' Johnny Love. Northeast champion, the Russian Reaper. Pacific Northwest champion, Brute. Also a great cologne. Rocky Mountain champion, Dreadnought. Southeast champion, Wolf. Southwest champion, Direwolf. Don't mix them up.
Okay.
West Coast champion, the Milkman. Tag champions, Warlord Pain and Warlord Agony. TV tag champions, Spike and Dreadnought. League 6-man champions, Nick Rage, Blake Bloom, and Phantom Scorpion, winning another 5-3 matches. Oh, I'm sorry, as did the Warlords. And then Battle Royal winner, Scarlet Knight, Scarab Knight, and Blood Knight winning TV 6-man. And your Battle Royal winner, winning 33 free BBL matches, Skullfire. He's Wicked Pisser. Let's see here. And what's going on? And BBL 93 cards, by the way. Great job by Rob to really rally up. Sorry, 93. So still. Let's see here. Going on. Well, the death matches, I believe, start the cycle. He has the best of the best for 2025. So your winner for the Wrestler of the Year, BBL, B.A. Fox. The MVP, He-Man Hogan. Manager of the Year, Greg Kosick. Tag team, Dominant Factor, Rage and Fury. 6-man team, Nick Rage, Dirty South, Dick Carroll, and Phantom Scorpion. Rookie of the Year, Rockin' Ronnie Love. Most hated, He-Man Hogan. Most liked, War Pig. Rising Star, Alpha Hotel. Most improved, Machine. Most inspirational, B.A. Fox. Feud, He-Man Hogan versus War Pig. Match of the Year, Hogan and the Americanos over War Pig and RFD at Beach Brawl 5. Most Battle Royal, sorry. Tom X Firefly with 3. And Stable of the Year, AOD, Army of Darkness. So there you go. Let's see, trash talk wise. I think our next event is coming up. Oh, here it is, death matches. So the bottom half going. That's gonna be ugly cycle this cycle because so many low scores. Holy moly. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough cycle. Holy moly. Let's see here. The Von Erich Classic is back as well. The 8th Von Erich Classic. Holy moly, 8 of them already. Just a lot going on, so I won't hammer it all down. But again, the BBL is a great league to jump into. Lots of action here. One of the things I was doing myself was I had to condense my leagues. I had to cut back a little bit. And one thing I felt good about was BBL is just so strong. It's doing so well. It's not like it needs me to keep it alive. It's doing really well. So there you have it. BBL for you, folks.
There it is. I dig that. All right, where are we going next?
I say you make Adam do BWL.
BWL it is.
Yeah, I can do that. Black Widow League. Bulletin 65. Where has the time gone? All right, 65. But Black Widow champion was Rachel Yamazaki. TV champion, Mother D. Japan Idol champion, Priceless, Sarah B. Money. Joshi champion, Rachel Van Dorn. Zenjo champion, Crazy Jenny Star. Luchadors champion, Enchantress. Gelatis champion, the Black Soul Lizzie Robin. Bellatrix champion, Bandita. Thermos Gira champion, Riot Gunpowder. Hollywood champion, Brenda Bring to Pain. Sensei champion, Sensational Sydney Reinhardt. Bulwark champion, Veruca Salt. And the Battle Royal winner was Rachel Yamazaki. And we also have tag teams. So the Black Widow tag team champions are the Queen Gina Colada and Rachel Yamazaki. And the TV tag champs are Rachel Van Dorn and Enchantress. A couple of pretty random teams there. Black Widow 6 women champions, winning 6 free matches. Rachel Yamazaki, Rachel Van Dorn, and Crazy Jenny Star. And the TV 6 women champions, Huntress, Enchantress, and Bandita. Yeah, Huntress and Bandita team. It's a crazy team right there. All right, so what's happening in the BWL? As always, a lot is happening. We have the year-end awards for 2025. The wrestler of the year is Raya Gunpowder, and she just passed Veruca Salt in the very last cycle. Take that. Feud of the year, Mother D versus Wildfire Betty Reg. The match of the year was Web Warfare at Cage Fury 3. Rookie of the year, Mother D. The moment of the year is the Tim Clark Memorial Spitfire event. Breakout star, Veruca Salt. Best manager, Patrick Wallace. MVP, Mother D. Tag team of the year is Gina Colada and Brenda Payne / Better Than You to start the year. The most popular, again, is Rachel Van Dorn. Most hated, Gina Colada. Although they're kind of flipping the roles a little bit. But we'll see how that goes. And most inspirational, Wildfire Betty Red. And the non-wrestler of the year is Mother D's dad. So shout out to Pops. Congratulations to all the winners. We started the tag team in six woman titles last cycle. Glory Hogg, Rachel Van Dorn had 2, win both of them the first time because that's kind of her brand. But her and Aria Gunpowder, frenemies, I guess, because sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're enemies. They won that. But now they face each other in the semifinals of the Wildfire Betty Red Memorial Tournament. And then the other semifinal is Brenda Payne versus Mother D. So got 4 heavy hitters there in the semifinals of that tournament. The rest of the Cage Fury card, Gina Colada takes on Raya Gunpowder. Got the finals of the Wildfire tournament. Bandita versus Sarah B. Money. Triple threat match. Triple threat title. Lizzie Robin versus Huntress and Enchantress. Number 1 contenders match for global title. The Rachel Yamazaki against whoever wins the next Battle Royal. Then we have Gina Colada and Brenda Bring the Pain versus Rachel Van Dorn and Raya Gunpowder. There's so many fun options in that Wildfire title match. Triple threat contenders match, Sydney Reinhardt versus Brenda Payne and Veruca Salt versus Mother D. Got the Kimberly Cup going on. I know in Black A, Huntress and Brenda Payne are in the lead, and in the other Black, Veruca Salt and Lizzie Robin. So we'll see who ends up winning the Kimberly Cup. Then your usual assortment of trash talk. Oh, they added something since last time I saw this. So, Harriet Gunpowder is hit by a car. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Deserved it.
Shit.
Yep, they're coming.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't Rachel Van Dorn. Might have been that other Rachel though. And pretty usual cast of characters here with trash talk. Fallon Donovan. It's a little bit of trash talk here. And Veruca Salt is on the warpath and ready to pick it up another level. But BWL, probably say it all the time, but just a real fun league because everyone just gets one wrestler. So get to you just have to go on in with that one wrestler. Always feuds going on. Always someone to talk trash to. Tag teams and 6-man add another thing to it. Or 6-woman, excuse me. So that's the BWL. And who were those masked scorpions from the NWL pay-per-view?
Wow, no, that's
wrestlers.
That's a mystery that I guess Rachel Kingsman has to figure out on her own.
Another Rachel? All right, that's fine now.
Well, one day we'll find the identity of Black Red Scorpion 3. So.
All right.
I dig that. All right, I guess I'll do CWL.
Nice.
CWL, Continental Wrestling League, number 350. All right, 350. League champion Hardin Daboof. TV champion Scapegoat. United States champion Zodiac Horoscope. Yukon champion Adrian Valet. Caribbean champion The Overtaker. Amazon Base champion Johnny Walker. British Isle champion Sharp Tongue Colonel Angus. Arabian champion The Midnight Scorpion. South African champion Julian Cross. Siberian champion Hypnotic. East Asian champion Uncle Sam. Oceanic champion The Chameleon. League Tag Team Champions Adrian Valet and Julian Cross. TV Tag Team Champion Shane, The Train Gloom and Mean, Mike Zenith. That's the Demolition Crew. League Six-Man Champions The Duke Wesley Sterling, The Baron Clyde Bixby, and Count Chauncey Reynolds. TV Six-Man Champion Spanish Chef Quesadillas. This is how we do it. And Bloodsucker Mo Skeeto. And your Battle Royal winner winning 25. That's right, 25 free matches. Zodiac Horoscope. So what's going down in the CWL? Well, we have Brawl for All 2026. Main event of that show is going to be for the world title. Nature Boy Phil Landers taking on the Duke Wesley Sterling. We also have the internet title match Scapegoat taking on the Action One Schnapps. Six-man title match. Anu Start, Diane, and Jonathan Davis taking on the Von Schnapps, and tag titles Brickhouse Boys versus Millennial Reign. So keep that in mind. Also, I think on the bottom here it says Scapegoat and Paige Turner taking on Chameleon and Logan Kane. So as always, I always pitch this. Make sure you read the entire trash talk. League is fantastic. You got Big Bag Bob here. We got the Demolition Crew. We got Phil Landers. Getting rock solid all around. What is this, Barry Stevens? Barry Stevens is hanging around in here?
Yes.
Unbelievable. I don't dig that at all. Uncle Slam, I think, recently has appeared. You got Logan Kane. Happy Meals over here. You have Scapegoat too, which is a pretty big deal. And as always make sure you read CWO You Blaze 411 for your trash talk recap. As I always say, you're not a real league unless you have a trash talk recap. So just keep that in mind. So that's all the leagues, correct? We're not going to forget one? All right, thank God. Matt, you want to go IWAR wide?
Sure. So we got Catfish Classic. The opening rounds are done, so that the teams had their averages over 2 cycles. 2 cycle scores averaged, and the each league's top two will go head to head. So the regulators will fight. I put them the STFs, but it's Ewing, Colonel, Flustered, and Journalist Pleasure. They'll face off, and then they'll become the representative ACW. And then the BBL is the PPA versus Nick Rage, Blake Bloom, Phantom Scorpion. The Alpha males versus the McFlahertys and Michael Przebalewski. We've got the Millennial Reign versus This Is How We Do It, Quesadillas and Mosquito. We've got the Pilot, the Dam Builder, and the Sailor versus Michigan Border Patrol. We have the Savion Banks, Crush Groove, and Andre Carrington going against the Maryland Militia. We've got Unagi, Ginsu, and Hanzo taking on Miedos. And we've got the CBs taking on the Buckshots.
Oh.
So lots going on there. The IWAR Cup. So this is the second round. So after the first 2 rounds, the finalists from each league represents the league. So the league finalists will be Shotgun James Carnage of the ICW, Direwolf of the BBL, Lex Stevenson for the BRL, Aria Gunpowder for the BWL, the Edge Johnny Walker for CWL, the IWL will have the Maltese Monster, the Great Entertainer Brian Clothier will represent the NWL, the RTL will have the Heartthrob Dan Corvette, and the WTL will have Ravishing Rex Chambers. And again, whoever wins that will challenge for the IWAR World Championship at the IWAR Super Show 2 this summer. The Johnny B Cup. I won't go through all the results. I'll read the advancers: Brian Clothier, Double D Christoph, Hillbilly Kevin, Hydro, Luther Alexander, the Gaelic Dick Moore, Uncle Slam, G-Force Gary Morris, Shotgun James Carnage, King Khan, Cecil Howard Calvert, Big Guns Greg Garner. We have Scapegoat, Shrug Shadow, the Chameleon facing LePage Turner in a very heated matchup. We have Nocturnal Death taking on Hollywood DBS. We have Texas Jesse Tombstone taking on Ray Del Mundo. Kamikaze taking on Bully Hell. Brad the Executioner Heart. And Uncle Randy taking on Monster Truck Tanaka in a heated BRL matchup. So it gets further along and tougher. The scores, I can tell you, most of the scores were very, very close. The first round we had a ton of tiebreakers. This round wasn't as bad, but the scores were the Murano. So I'll read you the teams that have advanced. So the third round will be featuring Gary Morris, Brian Clothier taking on the Regulators. We have Savion Banks and Crush Groove, who upset Lanny Teague and Trucker Van Leer in a big upset, to go on to face Frederick Harford and Prince G. Montgomery. We have the Von Schnapps taking on Shotgun Kid and Golden God Brady Buckshot. And then we have the Graces from the Amazing Graces from the IWL taking on the McFlahertys. So that is some heated matchup. Now, I was asked about the Clash of Champions setup for the next challenger for the IWAR World title. Skullfire had the highest average, so he will earn that shot. And so this means that round two. Okay, so the title match will be this cycle. So I got to look at the results and see what happened. So let's play the game of finding out live on the air. So Skullfire in the BBL had a score of 495. In the CWL, the Nature Boy, could we have a new champion? Oh, looks like we have a new world champion, the IWAR. Skullfire has dethroned Phil Landers, so I'll be doing that. I won't know the other results just yet. I'm too tired right now to deal with it, but that's what's going on. And just to remind everyone, this is considered these spring events. I know they're early right now. The summer events will go on as normal. We'll get there. And this coming issue, we hopefully will have the awards all hammered out. So that's that, as they say. I bet Alex digs that too.
I sure as hell do. Alrighty.
That's all I got.
That's it. All right, my friends. I guess we are officially out of time. So for Matt, I'm Alex G.